All right, hi. So this is Christian. I'm doing my biomechanics OP. I'm gonna just pan the room. That is the room. Okay, let me set this up. This is my stem. So I'm doing the GH joint, scapular load test, and speed test. Perfect. All right, so I'm gonna begin now. So John, I'm gonna have you stand up, please. So for active range of motion of the GH joint, I'm gonna have John do flexion and extension, internal rotation, external rotation, and adduction. So for flexion, John, what I want you to do is take both arms and raise them as high as you can to the ceiling. And I'm just gonna be measuring the one side. So for the axis of rotation, you just want to have it where the joint is actually rotating, so the GH, near the acromion. Go all the way up, follow the shaft of the humerus. So you got 170 range of motion degrees. You come back down. So for extension, John, what I want you to do is bring your hands and put them as far back as you can. Thank you. This one as well, same place, the axis of rotation as the flexion. Come out and follow the shaft of the humerus. So this one is around 54 degrees of range. You can relax. For adduction, John, what I want you to do is, if you can face the camera, so face this way, what I want you to do is take your hands and raise them above your sides like that, as high as you can. This one, the axis of rotation is right around here. So do the GH joint. Relax. Oops, sorry. So this was around 176 degrees of rotation. And then for internal and external rotation, John, so what I want you to do is flex your arm, elbows, 90 degrees. And for external rotation, I want you to take your fists and try to rotate them all the way out like that. Okay. So for this, the axis of rotation is going to stay on the AC joint itself, going straight out. I'm going to rotate it out, following the shaft of the humerus. There's external rotation, and you're all right. You can relax. Now I got 75 degrees of rotation. And so for internal rotation, John, what I want you to do is actually go up like this for internal rotation and bring your arms all the way down. Cool. So I'm just gonna put the axis rotation right on the tip of his olecranon. Go straight. Rotate down. Cool, and you can relax. So John had about 35 degrees of rotation. So passive and resisted, I'm gonna have John lie down supine on the table, please. So for passive, what you want to do is, for flexion, take his right arm, bring it all the way up. And this is soft tissue approximation as I'm running into the table, so I can't really go anymore, but I can feel his joint. If nothing, I'm not going to stop anything. And for adduction, you're going to take his arm, bring it all the way up. That is soft tissue approximation as well. Internal, external rotation. Flex the arm. For external rotation, what you want to do is bring your arm all the way up like this. That is soft tissue stretch. Internal rotation is just the opposite, so bring his palm to the floor. Soft tissue stretch as well. Cool. And for extension, John, can you slide to the edge of the table, please? Let me just lower this. Okay. So you're going to take his arm and just bring it all the way down. That is soft tissue stretch as well. And then, so for the other side, you're just going to do the same exact things for the other side. So this is flexion, soft tissue stretch, or approximation because I'm running into the table, and adduction, soft tissue approximation as his arm runs into the side of his head. Back down. External rotation. Soft tissue stretch. Internal rotation. Soft tissue stretch. And John, can you slide to the side end of the table, please? Go all the way down. Soft tissue stretch. Perfect. So for resisted range of motion, what I'm going to do is, so John, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to stabilize right here, and I want you to try to bring your elbow off of the table. Ready? 5, you can relax. Any pain? Nope. So for abduction, what I want to do, abduction, so John, I want you to try to force your elbow off of the table, so off that way. Ready? 5, you can relax. Any pain? Nope. So what I'm going to do here is, I want you to try to bring your palm to the floor. I'm going to resist you, alright? Ready? Again. 5, relax. Any pain? So this one, I want you to bring the back of your hand to the floor. Ready? 5, relax. Any pain? Nope. And for extension, John, can you slide to the edge of the table? So I want you to try to force your elbow down to the floor. Ready? Go ahead. Relax. Any pain? Cool. So I'm going to do the same thing for the other side as well. So same thing, John. I want you to try to bring your elbow to the ceiling. Ready? Relax. Any pain? Nope. So try to force your elbow out. Relax. Any pain? No. Internal, this is external rotation, so try to put the back of your hand to the floor. Alright, go ahead. Relax. Any pain? And same thing, this palm to the floor. You can relax. Any pain? And for flexion, can you slide to the edge of the table, please? And I'm going to try to force your elbow to the floor. Alright? Ready? Relax. Any pain? Nope. Alright. So that was active, passive, and resisted range of motion. So for the tests, John, can I have you please stand up? So scapular load test is pretty easy. John, what I want you to do is have your... John, can you put your hands on your hips like this? So he's going to have his shoulder abducted to around 45 degrees. And I'm just going to go stabilize here at the shoulder. I'm going to try to push your elbow out. I want you to meet my resistance. Ready? Okay, relax. Any pain? Nope. I'm going to try to pull your elbow back, and I want you to meet my resistance. Ready? Relax. Any pain? Now I'm going to try to push your elbow up. Good. Relax. Any pain? So what I'm looking for here is if the scapula is moving anywhere from beyond 125 centimeters in any direction, that would be a positive sign. And this is testing the stabilizing muscles of the scapula. Do the same thing for this side. I'm going to try to push you out. I want you to meet my resistance. Okay, you can relax. So I'm going to try to pull you back. I want you to meet my resistance. Okay, you can relax. I'm going to try to push you up. I want you to meet my resistance. Cool. You relax. Do you have any pain with any of those? Nope. Alright. So that was scapular loads test. So my next test is actually called speeds test. So John, this test is fairly easy as well. What I want you to do is stand right here. Have your arms to the side. So have your palms facing out. So I want you to try to bring your arm forward. I'm going to resist you, but you will be allowed to go through the motions. Ready? Go ahead. Any pain? Nope. So I want you to do the same thing, but bring your arm down. Ready? Go ahead. Relax. Any pain? No. And this time, palm facing down. I want you to bring your arm up. Ready? Relax. Any pain? No. Cool. So the speeds test is actually it's testing the biceps brachii, and so when he's going up, a positive sign for the speeds test would be localized pain right around this area right here. So we're gonna do the same thing with this arm. So palm facing forward. So I want you to bring your hand up. Relax. Any pain? No. All right, so same thing. Palm facing up, sorry. And I want you to try to bring your arm down. All right, keep going. Relax. Any pain? And one more time with your palm facing back, going up. Relax. Any pain? Nope. And that was the speed test, and that concludes my biomechanics OP.